Hello again, everyone. So this is our second portion of our segment, special segment about intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, OCD thoughts, HOCD thoughts, which we discussed. We're talking about one particular example of the HOCD, but heterosexuals. So that would be heterosexuals who are being attacked by thought about that they are homosexual, or they could become homosexual, or could be turning gay, and thoughts of this sort. And then you will see if it applies, how the concept could apply to you, and to if you have a different gender, then you'll see if the concept could be helpful to you as well. So we discussed about the role of thought and us, and we decided, in short, which that means the whole other video was irrelevant, because we could have just said thought is irrelevant to us, and thought and us are separate, two separate things, and thoughts are not us, and we are not thoughts. But let's elaborate on it a little bit further. So we decided, we talked about the roots of all conflicts are thoughts, and the problems that arises in humanity is because we have become capable and have the apparatus, tools of thinking, or thoughts being able to produce in our factory, in our head, which is a factory of making thoughts. But many of these thoughts are irrelevant and useless. But why is it that we don't proceed in the same way that a factory that makes a product proceeds? A factory's quality of the product depends on the raw material that comes to the assembly line, to the system. And then one final thing that makes a big difference in the quality of that product that comes out of that factory, which represents a factory, would be based on the section of quality control. There are people who are standing on the assembly line that they look at the product that's been created, if it meets the standard, if it's actually pertaining to the design and according to what the design was in its, if its integrity is kept through the process of the assembly line. So they look at it. If the product is not as it should be, they reject it and send it out, and discontinue that from following the assembly line. But we, our brain, being a thought-making factory as well, as we talked about in the other video, has no quality control section. Anything pops up, we just run around and say, oh, a thought, a suggestion, it describes me, then therefore it represents me. No, it doesn't represent what you've been designed as. It's just a thought that has gone through a malfunction. Some other ingredients got in there, and the product, thought, is something that needs to be judged, and quality control should see if that is actually in line with what you are, in this case, your sexuality, and if it's not, throw the thought out and disregard it and consider it irrelevant as it is, and go on with your daily life. But we don't do that because we have no quality control person or system to check the thought. Just like the factories that want to have a higher quality of products, and they have quality control section. So what does that mean? That means we must also have a system to protect what we are, how we are. From what? From many things. From things that people utter, bullies in the school, bullies in life. They utter unbecoming words or sentences, or they send negative words and disrespect us, or they label us. These are opinions that is coming from outside by other people. And we should have a protective system, meaning understand that these are things coming from outside, I don't accept it. I don't have to accept this. It's somebody says something. What does that have to do with me? Nothing. They don't know me. They're not part of me. They're not my family. They're just saying because they're either jealous or upset or just want to be disrespecting me or whatever. It has nothing to do with me. Then you handle that much better. But you have no protective system to understand that when thoughts comes up, it's just like somebody else that has got nothing to do with you from outside say something to do irrelevant. But because it's in your head, it's in your house, you think, oh, it's me who's saying that to me. No, it's not you. Your thoughts are not you. You are not your thoughts. These are thoughts, remember? You're a manufacturing plant capable of making thoughts, but those thoughts must have quality control to see if it be rejected or not. We are the boss of thought. We are the boss of desire, ego, fear, parts of our psyche. We judge them, not that we run after what they say or what they suggest. So you gotta have that system of protecting how you're put together, what your biology is, what your system is, who you are, and protect it. Look, when you're, let's say you're in a open space or you're in a jungle or some kind of a, wilderness, you want to protect yourself, right? You don't just say, okay, it'll be okay no matter scorching sun comes or rain or tsunami comes, cold or wet comes, or whatever comes, or the wild animal comes, snake comes, this and comes. It's okay, I don't need to protect myself. You don't say that. You protect yourself, right? You make a shelter, a roof, walls. You protect yourself from the outside possibilities that could come and attack your persona, your physical being. Why is it that we don't have a system to protect us from the outside interferences by opinion of other people or by thoughts that show up in our own head? Why don't we protect ourselves against thoughts, against outside interferences, which could come in the form of thoughts appearing in our own head or coming from other people's uttering or behavior or opinions? We must. How? Just like we make a shelter to protect ourselves by walls and ceilings and so on and limit the outside influences to our physical body to protect ourselves because we find this is our survival. We got to protect this entity in order to continue our survival. I can't be continuing my experience in life if I don't protect myself. So we take protecting sequences, protective measures. But why don't we have the same for our thoughts? We have to protect it. So how do we protect it? We have to have a core principles about what we think is reasonable for us to follow, what is right, what is wrong. I don't want to harm others. I don't want to be a liar, especially to my loved ones. I don't want to injure someone. I don't want to kill someone. I don't want to be unkind to a woman or children or other innocent people. You have certain core beliefs that describes who you are. I am a man, I'm a heterosexual, and my sexuality is known to me, and my interests are known to me. So these are, again, explains you further about who you are. And these, just like your parts of your body, your liver and your heart and your hands and your legs and your eyes and so on, needs to be protected. That is the central value, central core system, core value, core principles of you, which also, like your eyes, your heart, or your hands, your fingers, your legs, needs to be protected. Not only physical portion of our entity needs to be protected. Also, our persona, consciousness, needs to be protected. Who we are, what we are, how we are put together, our biology the idea and the truth of our biology as when it was made must also have a mechanism to be protected from thoughts popping up, ideas, suggestions, and from other people's attacks of opinion or whatever else is that their intention is. But we don't have that. We don't have that quality control for our thoughts. We understand we gotta have a shelter to protect ourselves from the elements, but we don't have a system to protect ourselves from the elements that could attack our persona in the form of thought. Intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, pop-up thoughts. And we have to understand we are capable of noticing, we're an intelligent being. We are capable of noticing everything that is out there, any information, any possibility that is out there that other people have experienced it, or we've read it through books and history, or stories, or movies, or internet and researches, or heard it from here and there, or catastrophes, or news. All of that is known and is available, is out there. What's available out there as an information is therefore available for us to understand and for us to be alert about it or wise to it, aware of it, which becomes all those undesigned ingredients in that factory that makes a product that gets into the assembly line and turns into and produces a wrong product, which the quality control then gets a hold of it and throws it out, doesn't let it go to the market. So because we are able to be aware of whatever information is out there, all that information has a possibility to become a thought. And a thought that is intrusive thought. It's a thought that is not made by us, by our initiation or our request. We had nothing to do with it. It's irrelevant. It's basically popping up, showing up. We gotta have a mechanism to protect ourselves against such thoughts. Do we have that? You will see that you have left your persona, who you are, the essence of you, unprotected, because you have no core principles to stick with it, stand your grounds, and protect it. Like one of the researchers that talks about this as a gatekeeper. We have to have a gatekeeper in order to let or not let something that is irrelevant to us influence us, attack us, suggest us, confuse us, distract us. All right. On that note, this is the time that the whole neighborhood gets together and announces their solidarity against the pandemic that is going around the world, the coronavirus. So I would like to take this break, participate in that. I'll be right back. Talk to you soon.